Hello, welcome to my channel, Soft Studio. Today we are going to learn how to estimate the quantity of ink to be used in offset printing. To determine the quantity of ink as a printing press or as an estimator, there's what we call the SPANKS formula, and we are going to use the SPANKS formula to determine the total quantity of ink required in the production of a print material. So to be able to estimate the quantity of ink required for a printed material, you need to know the following. 1. The substrate you are using. Are you using a high glossy, a uncoated paper, a silk coated, a cardboard? You need to know the type of substrate you are using, and note the type of substrate has an influence on the consumption of ink in printing. The second thing you need to know is the total area coverage. What is the ink coverage per square meter? What is the ink coverage in terms of percentage for the material to be printed? What is the coverage of cyan, magenta, yellow, black? And note, you should know that when you are doing offset printing, the total area coverage doesn't go beyond 260%. So what is the percentage of cyan in the area? What is the percentage of magenta? What is the percentage of yellow? The third one is how many copies are you printing? It will influence the consumption. How many sides are you printing? What is the printing method you are using? So we need to answer all these questions. The next question is, what inks are you using? What inks are you using? The next, what is the total area of the stock of the machine size? In my previous presentation, I explained what we meant by machine size. So let's take a typical example. So we have this skillet which we are going to print, and to be able to print, let's answer the first question. What is the substrate? We are using a folding box board or a folding carton. 2, we need to determine the total area coverage. So to be able to determine the total area coverage, we are going to open the file using Art Pro Plus 23.11. So let's open our file. Our file is here. Right click, open with Art Pro Plus 23.03. You can use 24.03, whichever version you have. You can use it to determine the ink coverage. So this is our artwork, and the profile we are using is ISO coated version 2. So to determine the ink coverage, you go to prepress, then you come to ink coverage. So when you take this file, we have 4 colors. We have the cyan, we have magenta, we have yellow, we have black. And you can see the ink coverage indicated here. So cyan is 43.23%. We enter our cyan. See, 43.23. Magenta, 19.63%. 19.63%. Yellow, 70.39%. And key, which is the black, 24.29%. So these are our ink coverage. How many copies do we need? We need 200,000 pieces. How many sides are we printing? We are printing only one side. What printing method are we using? Offset. What inks are we using? Process inks. No spot color. And what is the total area of the machine's size? So this, we are printing it on a paper size of 52 centimeters by 64 centimeters. So based on these variables, I have created an Excel sheet to simulate the formula of SPANKS. So let's go to the Excel sheet, which I've already opened. I will share it later on my channel. So the first one is S, which is stock. So we've dedicated some numbers to it. When you have a high gloss paper, it's 1. So this time we are using what? A cutting board. So it's the same cutting board for cyan, magenta, yellow, black. And the quantity we are printing is 200,000. However, the 200,000 can be mounted 4 up. So it means we are going to do 50,000 impressions. So 50,000 impressions. What printing process are we using? We are using offset lithography, which is 0.5. What is the area of the stock? 52 by 64. We enter it here. The length 640, the weight 520. So this is the total area. We copy it, cause this. So this is the area we are printing. How many sides are we printing? It's only one side. We enter it here. One side. Then the kind of printed area. This is what the ink coverage we were talking about earlier. So when we look at here, cyan was 43.23%. You enter 43.23. Magenta 19.63. 19.63. Yellow 70.39. 70.39. Black 24.30. 24.30. However, in case you don't have Art Pro or any software to determine the ink coverage, then this can be a guide for you. Then let's come to the specific density of the ink. We are saying that if you have a transparent colors like the process cyan, magenta, yellow, is 1.3. So 1.3, 1.3, 1.3. Then if you are using black, the specific density is 1.1. So the total ink required, we need 26 kilos of cyan, 11 kilos of magenta, 42 kilos of yellow, 12 kilos of black to be able to print these 50,000 copies. We add our overs, let's say 10%. So our overs, cyan 2.6 kilos of 10%, magenta as well, yellow as well, then black as well. So what it means, we will need 28.9 kilos cyan, 13.12 kilos magenta, 47 kilos yellow, and 13.74 kilos black, which you can round it to the nearest figure. So 30 kilos, 14 kilos, 47.5 kilos, 14 kilos. This will be the end of our calculation of ink consumption for offset printing. In our next video, we will look at how to calculate ink consumption for flexographic printing or a letterpress. Thank you.